Hey everybody, welcome to your Thursday edition of Box Seats. I'm your host, Frank Holder. I'm here with Fig. I'm here with Talent. You guys aren't familiar with them. These guys have been comics and they've been in the game for a very long time. They've been in all kinds of stuff related to comedy, and now they are in something that's called a sports talk show. So first of all, gentlemen, you know how we do. I got to see how you guys are enjoying yourself today. How everything's well.
Yeah, man, everything's good, yo.
I like that hat, Fig. Fig looks good in that hat.
Yeah, baby.
All right, let's jump off to how we normally jump off the show. I always do a COVID report to start out the show. In today's COVID report, the Raiders have 11 players who are testing positive, and 7 of those players are on the defensive side of the ball, and they got to play the Chiefs this week, so that's kind of scary. And of course, Michigan State and Maryland game got canceled, and I talked about that yesterday. Like, I don't know how they're going to do the college football season when players and teams and games are getting canceled. I don't know how they do that. I think that for certain will be an asterisk no matter who wins the college football. I think that'll be an asterisk. But now it's time to jump into the show. First story up is Conor McGregor. He agrees to fight on January 23rd with Dustin Poirier, UFC 57. So people can't say we don't talk about other sports. So there's that. But the biggest news has to be this morning is that if you were watching, of course, the NBA draft last night, news flashed up on the screen right before the draft that Klay Thompson got hurt. Talent, I'm gonna ask you this: does Klay Thompson getting hurt kind of hinder Golden State's chances of winning the NBA championship? And maybe it's depending upon his injury, or do you think now with the additions they added with Andrew Wiggins and now the draft, they still should be able to get to at least the NBA Finals? What's your thought process?
Well, I think they'll get to the playoffs. I don't know about the finals. Like, I think the Splash Brothers are together this super potent combination that's championship worthy. So they're always in the conversation. But when you take some water out of the splash, like if you jump in a pool, it's a different splash effect than stepping in a puddle. You can jump in a puddle all day. You're just not going to get the same amount of water to pop up. So I think he takes a lot of water out of that pool, bro. I think that are they going to be 8th, 9th, 8th, 7th seed? They could do that. They can go around even. Mm-hmm. Championship, I wouldn't put the money on it. Okay.
All right, Fig. I'm going to ask you the same question. And with the James Wiseman, right? 7-1, he joined the team. Andrew Wiggins is now on the team. Klay Thompson could miss half the season. He might still come back. But do you see if he doesn't come back, you agree with Talent, or do you that they fell off?
I wouldn't call it falling off because you really can't fall off due to injury. But I'm not sure if they can win a championship without Klay because Klay is box office. He's got to be top 3. Steph and Klay got to be top 3 shooters in the NBA, period. And then they're probably the best shooting backcourt in NBA history, period, hands down. So without somebody of his magnitude, I'm not sure if they can win it all, barring injury, because the last couple of years we've seen a lot of injuries happen in the NBA, and that's why a couple of the teams won. I hate to, no excuses, but we all know without the injuries to Golden State, Toronto doesn't win. Couple of more injuries happen in the NBA, which that's why other teams won. If everybody stays healthy, I don't see them being able to win it all unless they have a healthy Klay Thompson on their squad.
Talent. Let me ask you this. What do you think the GM was thinking by drafting James Wiseman when LaMelo Ball was on the draft board? Do you think, because LaMelo Ball could probably make a bigger difference for them immediately, especially since, Klay goes down for the whole season. And they just got that news. Do you think they were just sticking to, no matter what happened, we're going to stick to our plan and we're going to stick to what our plan is? Or what do you think that thought process was? Because honestly, when my opinion is, when I saw Klay Thompson go down, I thought they were going to go for LaMelo Ball immediately.
I didn't think that. Because I think that they got to, the whole point of the draft is the future.
Right.
So I think if you have a plan for the future, you stick to your plan for the future. You can't just change up for the now, because that will affect the future. They're God savvy. They've always been guard savvy. So I don't see them being thirsty to go and jump and grab a guard. Now, they're big man limited. You know, other than Draymond, we seen when Draymond went down with the injuries with them, it's like they're just a regular team going way down. That big man for them, especially that mobile big man, that's a big, intricate part to their offense and defense. Like people, it might be understated because they're such good shooters, but on the other side of the ball, that big man is an intricate part for them. They play both. They play kind of a old school, new school style of ball. They can shoot with the new school best of them, but they can defend with the old school best of them too.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna ask the same thing, Big. Except I'm gonna even ask you this. On top of that, do you think they drafted that big man because the Lakers did the double big man, and now they decide they want to be able to go small ball and big ball because they didn't really have a big center. You know what I mean? You know, you think that was a lot predicated on the Lakers winning, or what you think?
No, I don't think it was the Lakers at all. I don't know if you realize when the Golden State and talent was absolutely right as far as Golden State playing defense too, because I think the year that they won, they were number one in offense, and then they were number two in defense. But I don't think that was the reason. If you remember old Golden State, they've always had some kind of serviceable big men, anywhere from Bogut, Pachulia. They had a shooter that was a big man, which was Spates. So I think that was in their in their mind to grab a big if there was one available, or at least trade for one, grab one. The year that DeMarcus Cousins got hurt, they had DeMarcus Cousins. So I think they always knew that they needed a big man if they was going to make it through the playoffs. This guy, Weissman, seems he might, to be honest with you, he might be the best man in the draft when it's all said and done, because he's mobile, he's agile, he can shoot, he runs the floor. I know other people say other things, but he reminds me of David Robinson, man, because David Robinson had that mobility at 7 feet, and this kid,
I see that.
He reminds me of that, and he has a nice little jumper too. They say he can shoot the 3-pointer. I didn't see it, but I know he definitely has a mid-range around the basket, and he's left-handed. That's real scary because those guys are hard to guard.
I'll say this. I love this kid, James Wiseman. I looked at a lot of stuff on him last night. I love this kid. He's already big. He's going to get bigger. You know what I mean? People tend to forget that. He's going to get bigger. And if he gets bigger, he's going to be scary. Like, I'm telling you all, I'm going to say right here on this record right now, 2-3 years from now, people are going to be like, how come that kid wasn't number one in the draft? I promise you that. But anyway, I got a Pelican brief. Because, Rodney Perry always makes me, says he's Pelican brief. I got a Pelican brief, okay? You know how, I want you both to pay attention to this part, right? You know how things happen and they line up and certain things just come and people don't really necessarily pay attention to this? I want you two to pay attention to this, okay? Klay Thompson gets injured, right? Bogdanovich, right? He opts out of that deal that he's going to get ready to get sent to the Milwaukee Bucks, right? So you know where I'm going with this, right? So now he's not going to the Bucks. Things are lining up right now for Giannis to be traded and end up landing on Golden State Warriors. I'm saying that because of the things that happen to be lining up. Now, that's my Pelican brief. And I think that that's what's going to happen because Giannis wants to be happy, and a lot of the people don't want to go to Milwaukee. They're not agreeing to sign a trade. So half that piece fell through. So, Talent, do you think Giannis lands on Golden State now, the way this thing's lining up, or do you see like, nah, he's still not going to ever end up on Golden State?
I think when you get a minute, you need to get a tattoo of the Greek freak going to Golden State because you are fixated on this movement.
No, it's not me.
I know pieces are moving and all that, but it's not happening. I don't see that happening. I see people going where they're supposed to be going for the most part. I'm telling you, I think that Golden State, I've always thought this about Golden State. I always thought that they were kind of deeper than people gave them credit for. We look at the usual suspects and we tend to say that's Golden State. It's Klay, it's Steph, it's what's my man, Draymond. But they're much deeper than that. They've always been deeper than that. Every time you look at them go to the big dance, it's always these little pieces that stand out in the middle of the war. The Livingstons. You know what I mean? Like
Barbosa.
Yeah, the Bob, like all those little pieces. So I don't think that they're going to be pressed to, oh my God, we need another guard. We need another Klay. I think they're deep. I
Okay.
think they're competitive. They're deep. And again, I'll repeat this again. They play both sides of the ball. They don't get a lot of credit.
But you have to, I think you're forgetting the part. They did inquire about trying to trade for Giannis. Giannis did say he'd be willing to go there. Yeah, so
but that was back when the possibility existed that they was also going to trade that pick. Now that they got a big man, that changes everything.
Okay, well, at the end of the day, we'll see. Fig, what you think? Because I'm going to throw it out here and say that, again, I think things are lining up for there to be a major trade of some sort for a Golden State Warrior trade to happen. You know, that's just my opinion. I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but you know, Giannis has got 2 more years in his contract. So, what you think?
You know what I thought? Now you sort of set me up. Then you went left on me. I'm not saying it's not possible, but what I thought you was going to say is Bogdanovich going to Golden State.
That's
because
possible.
he's a knockdown shooter.
Yeah, but that's possible.
You know, God forbid, because we don't have the final word, that Klay has an injury that's going to keep him out for the year. I can see Golden State going for a Bogdanovich because that's another knockdown shooter. He's mobile, he moves, he could probably fit into their system. And then on the other hand, I don't know if people were watching Golden State last year because they were horrible. I actually watched those players that they have that played all last year while Klay and Steph were hurt. Those boys competed like hard, like they were losing games, which you would think young players would at the end, like in the fourth quarter. But through the first 3.5 quarters, those guys were in every game. They competed hard. They had some knockdown shooters. They had some athletic players and stuff like that. So I wouldn't count them out 100%. Do they have household names? No, but I wouldn't count them out either.
Okay, so both of y'all think of my Pelican brief is crazy. All right,
no, I don't. I really don't. I think that there's a possibility that.
Hold on. What do you think? It's great. It's great.
I was saying that I don't think that it's crazy that would happen because if Milwaukee thinks they're gonna lose Giannis for nothing and they could get something back for him, I think they would. You know what I mean? I think they might say, well, you know, we'll accept Weissman.
Fig,
you know,
Fig, that's what's happening. When one of the players doesn't agree, they need an outside shooter. They lost 2, and now they lost 3. They traded away 2. The other 2 are gone. Bogan doesn't agree to the trade, so now Milwaukee did not get better. They're on the same.
No, they didn't.
Because Bogan didn't agree, they got worse. So if you're him, I think he's sitting there saying, you know what, y'all better do something more. I'm going to, you know, have my agent try to express to move me out of here. Hey, it might not even be Golden State. It might be Miami, but I don't see him staying. So that's just me for the record. Now, let's talk about the 76ers because the 76ers and the Mavericks made a trade. The Mavericks are going to get Josh Richardson and the number 36 pick, but the 76ers now got Seth Curry, which is, you know, crazy because Seth Curry now is playing for his father-in-law, you know what I mean? And the 76ers, because they also made a trade, you know, if we recall, you know, earlier in the day or the day before, I think we also said Al Horford is gone too. So I guess the question to you is now, if you're James Harden, you sitting there, you're looking at the moves that the 76ers are making, and you know they inquired, do you want to go play for the 76ers? And do you think that they're the team of the future now? And they're going to be the team to represent the East besides the Nets? You know, I'm not saying the Nets not going to be there, but, you know, do you think they got better yesterday?
I'm not saying the Nets not going to be there, but
yeah, you know,
I think the credit goes to anybody that's believing that. Like, I'm not a Sixer fan, but I believe in Doc Rivers. And I believe Doc brings massive change. So I think if I believe that, I think you got to have a bunch of players in the league that's following his repertoire. Like, you know what? That team is going to be in the top 4 of the top 8 in the East, at least. So if you're thinking they're going to be the top 4 in the East, I think that's a destination place. Yeah. I think that's what people are thinking. They're going to be good.
Okay, well, I think you cannot not think that, because now the 76ers, they still got Embiid, they still got Simmons. Now they got Seth Curry and they got Danny Green. So now they got shooting on the outside and they got inside present and they got a slasher, and you got a great coach now with Doc Rivers. So I'm thinking if you're looking at the 76ers now, they're a pretty scary team. What do you think, Vic?
Yeah, extremely scary. When I heard that yesterday about that move, I was saying to myself, now you got inside and outside presence. You got down some knockdown shooters. You got Danny Green, who's a veteran, helped the Lakers win a chip. He helped San Antonio win a chip. The reason that I believe Seth Curry doesn't get as much attention is because of his brother Steph. But Seth Curry is a knockdown shooter, three-pointer. That boy is wet. He has a handle. He can get to the paint and finish at the rim, and he's fearless. I like him as a player, man. I think this kid I think he's exceptional. Philadelphia is scary. You know what I mean? They're a scary team, man.
Yeah.
You got Embiid, you got Simmons. What's this other kid, man? Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I'm like, ain't nobody gonna want to see the Sixers because they're long and they fast.
And nobody want to see them because they got a good coach. So I'm gonna ask you this, Talent. Now, all the way the teams are stacking up right now, do you think the Sixers can come out of the East and go into the finals right now? With the team that's out there, you know Brooklyn, what they got. You know how Brooklyn, how they are. But you also now know what the Sixers got. And the Sixers right now, they're looking pretty tough. I
think the East is a quad out there of who's going anywhere. I think we got the usual suspects because when people lose, you always look back at how they lost, why they lost. So when you look at everything, you're looking at the returning top four being your Boston, your Sixers, of course your Milwaukee, giving it to see what happens or whatever the case may be. And you got to put Miami in it. That's your four. Everybody else it can be, but we're not sure. But those are the ones, if we was thinking we were sure, those are your top four right there. You know what I mean? Because you're looking at the Sixers, you're saying, hey, they bummed out early. The coach couldn't get them to play. You plug that hole with Doc Rivers. Whoa, they're back. They're back in contention now. Because the problem was the coach. Took one of the great coaches, put them over there. Whoa, they back. So if they would have been right on the outside looking in that 5-6 area, now they're back in that 4.
Okay, well, Fig, I'm going to ask you this same question, but I'm going to ask you right now as we stand, right this second, at this moment. Of course, there's still going to be trades going to happen because the trade deadline's coming up. Right now, on paper, tell me the Sixers don't have the best team right now on paper. I mean, I guess you could say New Jersey is the best team, but New Jersey has 2 players. They're missing some pieces. The Philly got everything right now, including a great coach. They're not dealing with the Nets got a first-year coach. You know what I mean? I just, on paper, I'm scared of the Sixers. And I'm a Celtics fan. Right now, I'm scared of the Sixers. So, I don't know. What do you think?
I'm with you. I mean, to be honest with you, the Nets really don't have a deficiency because I don't think a lot of people remember. They got DeAndre Jordan, and they got this young kid. I don't remember his name, but he's a young boy. He's like 7 foot, big afro. He plays really.
Oh yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
I know you're talking about.
He plays really good, and then they have those other pieces, those shooters and stuff. So I mean, if the Sixers stand pat, I think they run neck and neck with Philly. The only difference is I give the edge to Philly because they got Doc Rivers. You know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of people talk about the Sixers like they're garbage. And I know talk about trust the process. And it was like, it didn't work. Remember this. They were a lucky bounce away from going to the NBA Finals a couple years ago when Kawhi Leonard hit that shot in the corner to beat them in that Game 7. It was a Game 7. It was the ball bounced like 4 or 5 times on the rim before it actually went in. The Sixers had that shot missed. The Sixers are in the finals. You know what I mean? Now they got Doc Rivers and they got some knockdown shooters, and their team and the shooters are young too. Well, one of them anyway. Seth Curry is young. They got shooters. They got post presence. They got a slasher. They got mid-range shooting.
They got better. They
got way better. And
better.
Doc is going to have that team playing defense on the string.
Right. So I guess I'm trying to say is that there are certain teams right now that stand in pat. Nobody knows what Miami's going to do right now just yet. But certain teams stand in pat. But the Sixers undoubtedly got better as of this point, standing right now.
Way better.
Yeah, like we don't know, but the Sixers got better, and it's still scary because they're still wheeling and dealing right now. And so I guess you got to give kudos to the GM and to Doc Rivers because it seems like they're having some great conversations. But anyway, I want to throw this out there too. Just kudos to the Ball brothers because now you have to mention that in the last 2 years, you got a number 2 and a number 3 in the NBA draft. But I guess the thing I wanted to ask you, Talon, is do you think LaMelo is going to be a difference maker on Charlotte like that, like everybody's talking, or do you think he's not as good as advertised?
Well, it's Charlotte.
Yeah,
I'll be good on Charlotte. Everybody's going to be good on Charlotte. It's Charlotte right now in 2020, going into 2021. I think he's actually going to impress just because of where he's going. Keep in mind, sometimes that matters a lot. Mm-hmm. Like with the city you go to. I think he went to the right city coming into the league. Because if he would have came on any other team, like say a more high-profile winning team, the pressure would have been so immense and intense. I think going there, he gets to slowly come into a groove. And it's going to take, nobody's going to start judging this guy until damn near halfway, if not 4 weeks through the first season. He's not going to be under the same scrutiny. And I think that's the perfect team for him to grow. And come on, you got the man in your ear. Mm-hmm. You got the man coming from downstairs saying, hey, you want a pair of sneakers? I'll tell you what to do. You got Jordan.
So Fig, you think Jordan finally landed a great pick? You think Jordan's going to finally look like, he going to look like a genius now with this pick? Because he sure don't look like a genius when it comes to making picks.
But before I get to that, I got to get to the word for the day, which is a double word. Immensely and intensely, like back to back. No, I like this kid, and I'm gonna tell you, somebody alluded to it yesterday, man. I love it,
I'm laughing because I thought I got away with it. And here he come. I thought that was Breeze still. Here he come.
Nah.
Yo. I like LaMelo Ball. I like it. I think he's only going to get better. The one thing that I do like is his motor, and I'm going to tell you why. Somebody alluded to it. I don't know whether it was this morning or last night. He's the youngest kid of 3. He's the youngest brother. When you're the youngest brother, you got to fight a little harder, to be able to compete with your brothers that are older than you. I think he might be pause. I think he might be the best ball.
That's something to say about these balls.
Yeah. He might be the best one. He's the youngest ball, and I think he's the best one to come out.
Big hit 2 quotes back to back. Quote of the year: the best ball and the youngest ball.
And he's the youngest one to come out.
Oh man, that's gonna be one of those names in sports history you ain't gonna be able to get around. How about those balls? What? Oh no.
The Ball brothers. It sounds like they need to be with Jimmy Garoppolo in San Francisco.
Y'all on the road. All right, let me talk about now Rajon Rondo, because now we expected him to go to the Clippers. The Clippers made an offer, and the Atlanta Hawks made an offer. So it's up to him now to decide where he's going to go. Now, we both talked about where he lands if he goes to the Clippers, how he changes that team. If he goes to the Hawks, my question to you, Talon, is it definitely a money grab for him? Because I'm sure the Hawks are going to probably offer him more money. So it don't look like he's chasing rings anymore to me. What you think, Talon?
Yeah, and you know what? To be honest with you, in all due respect to Rondo, I think there's nothing wrong with that. if I'm in Rondo's position, and I've like Fig said on one of the shows, I didn't even think about it till Fig said it, but he did the impossible, man. He got a ring on both teams, the two biggest rivalry teams of the NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
He got it on green and he got one on yellow. Mm-hmm. And he has a stellar career. You know, I think Rondo, without a doubt, he's a Hall of Famer. And now at this point, let's say you got 4 more years left in your tank. You know, 4 or 5, you know, just benefit of the doubt, you got 4 or 5 left. Why not get a money grab? I don't feel bad for that. If you're going to Hawks, it's obviously a money grab because they're not in the situation of any of these talks we're having about championships and beating teams in the playoffs. They're not stacked at all. You know what I mean? They're decent, but they're not stacked at all. And why not? I'm not mad at that. Obviously, if he goes the other way, you know, he's still trying to win another ring.
Yeah, I agree with that. Spade, what you think?
I think if he gets, you know, Steve Ballmer has about the same amount of money as 3 of the NBA owners combined, 3 or 4 NBA owners combined. He might be the guy to pony up a little bit more money, you know, for Rondo if he thinks that's going to push them over the hump to be able to get another championship.
They don't have enough money to do that because of the cap.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, Steve. I think he like they did in Brooklyn. He might spend over the cap and pay that tax.
Yeah,
he might be willing to do that if he thinks
he's never really done that. So I don't. Steve Ballmer.
No, I'm saying he has the money to do it, and the Nets did it a couple of years back. And I'm saying if he thinks Steve Ballmer is like Steve Ballmer reminds me of the Dallas Mark Cuban. Mm-hmm. Like he really is into it. You see Steve Ballmer at the games, he's like into it like a super fan. You know, he's not just the owner of the team. So I think he might be willing to spend a couple of $1 million to get a player like Rondo if he thinks that's going to put them in a better opportunity to get a championship. And they're not that far away, man. I mean, they got Kawhi, Paul George, they got, you know, a host of other players where they really can contend for a title. When you talk about the people who have a strong chance of winning, they're in the top 5, guaranteed, East or West, they're in the top 5 to contend for a title.
I can't dispute anything you say because I don't know what a person will do. You never know how a person feels. I just know on paper right now he's never really done it. But to say that now he's this close and he spent so much money already and what's a couple $1 million more to win the championship, he just might. He just might. But you know what? I already pushed this much in the middle. Let me just add a little more. So he might just do it. You know, we'll never know. Let me ask you this, Talent. Jay Crowder. Right now, he's in the bit. He's of course he's looking to sign somewhere. Miami's looking at him to bring him back, but Dallas is now in the mix. Houston's in the mix, and San Antonio's in the mix. Now, I'll say this: besides my man who plays for Miami right now,
Adebayo,
but Crowder is the other building piece. He's the other block. He's the other 3-point. Like if I'm Miami, I make sure I don't let that dude go. Like the way he performed in the playoffs, I don't let that dude go. I don't even know why they're letting him entertain with other teams. But what are your thoughts? What's your thoughts?
You're right. If I'm Miami, I don't want to let him go. He is a chunk piece of our success. He's a scrapper. He's one of Fig's dogs. He's all around. He plays both sides of the ball. If you Miami, but if I'm Popovich, I want him.
Yeah,
I want him. And if I'm Crowder and I'm going to leave a team that's situated like that, I don't want to go down. I want to go and compete. I'm like, yo, Pop, you got room? You got money? They instantly become winners. Because understand, let's remember with San Antonio, let's not sleep because they've had a down season or two. They've always been that creep back in it. Now you're scratching your head like, how are they the 3rd seed in the West? Because that's Pop, and that's the Spurs.
Yeah,
so
and he's not going to go. He's not going to go from a great coach to a lousy coach. So you're absolutely right. He's going to make a lateral move. He's going to make a lateral move. I agree with that 100%. Fig, what you think?
I like the, I like everything that Talent said, man. Like if I'm Miami, I want him. I loved him when he was in Boston. I just like those kind of players, they have a motor. They have a, they have that grind, that defensive, that hustle.
Right.
I don't know why you would get off a player like that if you're a team. And, Popovich is all about, playing the right way in defense. And Crowder, dude, I mean, he probably got a tattoo of San Antonio on his back because he fits their mold like to the T. He can shoot the 3-pointer and he's hard-nosed defense. And quiet as kept, San Antonio had a few injuries, and I think that's why they were out of the mix. If those guys come back healthy this year, and they all young, they got that kid Murray over there.
Yeah.
They got some players. If they come back healthy, I think they're able to make some moves. I think Kawhi threw a little monkey wrench in their plans because they didn't plan for a player like that to leave them, and they had to put some pieces together, glue some pieces together just to put a team out there. But if they get a player like Crowder with some of these young players that they got coming of age, I think they're able to make it. Like Talon said, they might be 3 or 4 in the West, and you look up and like, how the hell did they do that? Popovich.
Okay. All right. Oh, Talon, I'm gonna ask you this: the New York Knicks, they drafted.
Yes, they did.
They drafted this kid named Obi Toppin, right? As New York Knicks fans, now, I don't know. I don't follow the Knicks like that intently and everything else. But as a New York Knicks fan, are you happy with the draft and the pick that they got? Because according to what I've been reading about this kid, according to what I've been seeing, this kid is a wing. He's explosive. He's dynamic. He's a dunker. I never even knew they kept track of how many people dunks that you make during a game. But 80% of his moves are post moves, and he dunking the ball all the time. I think he's going to bring some excitement back to Madison Square Garden. Because he looks like he's that type of player. But I'm not a Knicks fan. So I'm asking you this because everybody's talking about. Actually, I saw a couple of NBA experts saying that he is going to be the hidden gem in the draft 5 or 6 years ago. I heard that mentioned 4 or 5 times. So I'm asking you, as a Knicks fan, right now, are you happy with this kid that they got, or are you like, we'll see? Whatever.
I think it's perfect. I think he's what we're missing. If you know the Knicks got, they had a ton of guards. At one point, we had a ton of forwards, just a couple of centers. So when Robinson came into his own, we were like, great. We got a long, lengthy middle. We could play anybody in the middle. Now, even if your center want to go out to the 3-point line, Robinson's perfect for that defense. He's thin. He's built and agile. This guy is what we're missing. The slasher forward guy. Everybody was thinking guard. I think we got too many guards. We got a guard later down the line in the draft, but this guy's perfect because what's my man named Fig? We got who's a bona fide scorer. He's a forward. He's really good, but he's a veteran, so he gets to come.
We got him from.
We got him a couple of years ago.
Tobias. No, not Tobias.
No.
I know who you're talking about. He played for Boston.
Yeah, but he's a veteran.
Not Boston.
He's a veteran, so we need this guy.
He played for Chicago.
But he's going to come in handy because we got this guy. So if you split 22 minutes, get this guy 15 to 20 minutes in the game, and he's playing behind him, I'm going to give you his name in a minute. But when I tell you I like the pick, I like the pick.
Okay, all right. Fig, were you excited about the pick when you saw this dude?
Let me just tell you this. I wasn't sure, and then I did a little research on him, and I'm loving this kid because they showed his dunks, but they didn't also show the fact that this kid is a knockdown shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He also can knock down shots too. And I gave him a nickname, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hold up. Julius Randle. My bad.
Julius Randle.
Oh, yeah. Julius Randle. Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's going to use the Force to get the Knicks back in there because his name is Obi Toppin. I'm calling him Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He's gonna need the Force. He's gonna need the Force to get the Knicks back to playing.
Listen. We're gonna need a whole lot to get the Knicks there. But you know what? I like the direction that we're going in. Finally, we're not making the dumb moves, throwing a bunch of cash at old players. You know what I mean? Hoping to make them relevant. We making some nice picks. I like the kids the young players that we have now, like RJ. I like Mitchell Robinson. oh God, I just had his name. The young kid, light skinned, about his third year. The thing I like about Obi is he's 22.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Usually players are one and done, right? They go to college for 1 year, they come out, and then it takes them about 3 years, before they come into their own. This kid is 22. He's coming out now, and he should be ready to make an impact playing right now. And that's why I like him. We don't have to wait 3 years to see what he's going to be. I think we're going to find out, sooner than later. And then, all of these guys around about the same age, and they all hit their prime at the same time, provided that we can hold them.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks will be a force.
Okay, well, let's get ready to pull in my man, Mr. Rodney Perry, see whether he agrees, disagrees. Then we got to also talk about some NFL stuff to jump off the table. So, Mr. Rodney Perry, how you doing today?
Great, Frank. Thank you for asking. Get right to it, man. You guys, man, really tickle me. Okay. You got the Sixers, right? We start talking about the Sixers, and everybody forget that the Sixers are horrible. Yes, they are horrible. Oh, but now they got Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers a magician. Okay, the same guy that couldn't get the Clippers to work.
So now
you can get Kawhi Leonard to the playoffs, and you're gonna make the horrible Sixers better? I don't think so. I would love to see Doc do it, but it ain't gonna happen. Not no time soon. Maybe 4 years tops. Not now. Not now. You know what? That might be much. 2.5 seasons. And let's not forget, LeBron is still alive. Now, if LeBron fall down a flight of stairs and Steph Curry get hit by a car and James Harden fall off a cliff, maybe the Sixers have a chance. I don't know if I heard this right. Did Fig go on a tirade about how great Steph Curry was? When you're the brother of a great player, you are the brother of a great player. I mean, he. Let me tell you something. I'm a parent. I have 6 children. My older children are better than my younger children.
Rodney, can I interrupt you?
Go.
The news just broke. Klay Thompson suffered a season-ending Achilles tear. He's out for the whole season.
I told you that last night.
Yeah, it wasn't official. He's gone for the whole season. So anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, interrupt.
I disagree. Klay Thompson will be back next week. But I disagree with everything. No, but this is the thing. You only got so many good Siemens in your body. All right. Steph Curry, he's been great, but I think he used all his good stuff on Steph. I think his if you ever look at Steph Curry look a little weird. He look a little, he ain't even as handsome as Steph Curry. So no. I mean, y'all gotta admit it, he ain't even he looked a little off, and so I just don't he's still good, but he an NBA player, but he ain't all right. It was only a lucky bounce that kept the Sixers out of Game 7 of playoffs, the finals. The game is a game of bounces. Matter of fact, balls bounce. Okay.
How about those balls?
How about those freaking balls? Those balls bounce. Those balls bounce and they jiggle and they gargle. And you have to know that once you get the balls bouncing, that they're going to continue to bounce. A lucky bounce. How dare you, Figment Freud? The game of bouncy balls. Charlotte is an active farm team. They are inside the league for the players that don't want to go play overseas. All right. Michael Jordan, although the GOAT, the best player of all time, is like God has a way of balancing your life. What you're not gonna be is the best player of all time and the best GM. Okay, Michael Jordan is the equivalent as a GM. He's the equivalent of Randolph Wilmington. You're saying to yourself, right? Who the hell is Randolph Wilmington? Well, Randolph Wilmington played high school ball in the church league.
He disrespected Michael Jordan.
I did. You tell him what I said. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna need you to get your glasses and look into the future to see how good this boy is going to be, who he drafted.
You know what? I hope that boy is good, but by the sheer fact that Michael Jordan picked him, means he's gonna be horrible. Like this is the problem with great players. They expect people to be like them, and so he like, why you can't just jump over everybody? Cause nigga, I can't. All right. Rondo. Look, we talked about Rondo, man. Rondo need this check, man. Rondo need this check. But Rondo, you go to Atlanta, it's over, dog. You going to commentate after that. After Atlanta, you go commentate. And Rondo gotta start working on this commentating. Because you go to Atlanta, Georgia. I live in Atlanta. The Atlanta basketball team is another farm team. It's them in Charlotte. And people go to these cities and get better for other cities. Rondo too far in the game to get better. Although I do like that boy on the Hawks, the guard, Trey, what's his name?
Trey. Not Burke.
Trey Young. I got his name.
Trey Young.
I like Trey Young. Trey Young is dope. He's energetic, and he need to leave.
He gonna leave. He gonna leave.
Y'all talked about Balmer having all the paper. Let me tell you something, Balmer. Mr. Balmer, if you listening to the box seats, you better keep your damn money in your pocket. You better keep your money in your damn pocket. I get so tired of people kissing Popovich ass. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everybody talking, oh, Popovich, he gonna figure it out. No, he ain't. Not this time. It's over, Pop. Everybody had their run. They had a long run, 20-something years. It is over, Pop. Sorry. And finally, couldn't get out the episode without this, could we? So I thought I was gonna have a Celtics sighting.
Nope.
You know, when we started talking about Brown, I was like, oh, here you go. And then it didn't happen. Well done, Frank. And your Pelican brief was right on point.
Thank you very much. But
then y'all brought up, and Frank, you did this on purpose because you like you guys to be happy. I know you. You're a good leader. And to keep you guys happy, they get so excited. They get so excited when you bring up these Knicks. Oh yes, we gotta. Oh yeah, wait till we get. Oh my God. Oh we.
Rodney, stop busting me, man. I'm feeding it.
It ain't nobody. Finish, Frank. Hold on. The guy that's talking about Obi. Oh, hey, Fig went so far to get a boy a nickname, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Fig said he's gonna have the Force. Frank said he's gonna need the Force. Well, he's gonna need the Force. He's gonna need the damn Matrix. He's gonna need Kit, that car. He's gonna need to be from planet Krypton. He's gonna need
the Force and the Matrix.
He's gonna need the Force and the Matrix. He gonna need the Mac, Goldie. He gonna need Black Exploitation. He gonna need Quentin Tarantino. He gonna need a lot.
He from Brooklyn.
Which is the reason you don't go to the Knicks. That he gonna get in trouble. He gonna get caught in a dice game or something, playing CeeLo on the train. Let me tell you something. The worst thing you do as a guy from New York is to go to New York. You're gonna get in trouble. It's too many tickets.
Yeah.
It's too many tickets. How many tickets you need every week?
And too many parties.
I need a section. Can you give me a whole section? I need a whole section. You know my family need to sit in section 3 seats.
Let me get from DF to Z Y Z.
All that. I need all that. I need that quadrant.
Let me get from section DF all the way to Y Z. I want that section right there.
Hey, nobody wants to see the Sixers. I mean the Knicks as good more than I do, because I like how my guys get happy and excited about it.
I like it too. I like it. But Roddy, you know they do get excited, so leave me alone. You see what I'm doing. Leave me alone.
I see what you're doing.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
I see what you're doing. Let me tell you. Let's look down to the 9th pick. How you pass pick 1 through 8. Hey, I wonder what the Knicks did yesterday. Who cares?
Rodney, Rodney, come on, man. Why you put me on First Street like that?
They love it too. Look at them. They so happy. Look, Tyler tried to act like he ain't happy, but he was happy. He was smelling so good. He was like, you know what, Frank? I'm glad you brought that up. You know, I was seeing, and this stupid kid.
It is what it is. Can we talk about some football now?
I'm ready for the football.
All right, so can we do the picks?
Are you ready for some football?
Y'all want to do the picks now? You ready to do the picks?
Yeah, man. You want listen? You want the results from last week?
Yeah.
I think I went behind. I lost some big ones.
Oh Lord. We got Rodney P 7 last week.
Woo.
Lord have mercy. Grand total was 67 wins. We got Frank that had 8 last week. Grand total 67 wins. We had Talent 8 wins last week. Grand total 71 wins. We had Stacks 10 wins. Grand total of 74.
Oh, we ain't gonna never hit the end of this.
And your boy Fig, I had 10 wins last week for a grand total of 73. I'm 1 behind Stacks.
Right, we ain't gonna never hit the end of this.
No, I'm gonna catch up this week. Watch.
Okay, all right. Well.
Stacks ahead this week.
Okay, all right. So let's get ready to talk about the games now. Now, of course, everybody's looking at the game tonight. Tonight's game is Arizona versus Seattle. Arizona barely squeaked out the Seattle win last time they played, which was in Week 7. So, Talon, I'm going to ask you this. Is Arizona going to be able to knock off Seattle twice in 1 year, or do you think Seattle going to get a revenge game tonight?
I'm going to go with Arizona because they got the player of the year that's going to be hard to beat. I think that's the highlight for the year. And, of course, I lost all my faith in Russell over there and his team because they can't guard the pass. They got no pass defense.
Yeah. Rodney Perry, who you got between?
Man, I really want to pick Seattle on this. I think they're going to mess around and pull it out. I think Russell is still the better QB, but, man, this little Kyler Murray kid is a tiny, and you can't see him, and he throw the ball 50 yards in the air off of 1 foot. And he's got the best receiver in the game. God dang it. I'm taking Arizona.
Yeah. Fig, who you got?
Yeah, man, I got to be 100, man. I got to take Arizona too, not because of what Seattle does on the offense, but they can't stop a nosebleed, man. Their defense is horrible, man. And like Rodney said, they probably got the best receiver in the league in D-Hop, man. You see what he did last week, and then they got another oh God, I can't even call it.
Arizona gonna lose because I picked them though.
Okay, well I'm gonna go with Arizona. All right, let's go to the next game. Bengals is playing Washington. Who you got, Fig? Bengals versus Washington.
I'm going Cincinnati.
Okay, Talent. Who you got?
Bengals.
And Rodney.
I'm never going to pick the Bengals to do anything positive. I'll take Washington.
Oh, put me on the record. I got the Bengals. Atlanta is playing New Orleans. I got New Orleans Saints. Rodney, who you
That's a rivalry game.
Right.
That's a rivalry game. That's one of them games Atlanta lose on every game all season and put foot in New Orleans' butt. Jameis Winston under quarterback. It's probably gonna be a shootout.
Rodney, we only got 3 minutes left.
I know. Shit. Hold on, break. Pressing me.
I'll come back to you. Fig, who you got?
Come back to me.
I'm going with New Orleans, the Saints.
Talon, you got
Saints.
Saints. Rodney Perry, we back to you again. I got the Saints.
I'm gonna take Atlanta just because all y'all said the same.
Okay, I got the Saints. Pittsburgh is playing Jacksonville. I got Pittsburgh. Who you got, Rodney?
I take Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Big Ben.
The Patriots are playing Houston. Does anybody have Houston?
No.
Rodney.
I take.
You take who?
I take the Patriots.
Okay. Fig,
every time I pick the Patriots, they lose.
Fig,
Cam.
Fig,
I'm going with Cam, man. I'm going
Okay.
with Cam and
The
Belichick.
Eagles are playing the Browns. Fig,
Who you got, Frank?
Patriots. I got the
Okay.
Patriots.
All right.
I said that. Eagles are playing the Browns. Who you got, Fig?
I'm going with the Browns, man. I'm going with Cleveland.
All right, Talon, who you got?
Browns.
Okay. You, Rodney.
Hey, my heart tell me the Browns is still a brown little piece of dookie, but I gotta pick them.
Okay. Well, I'm going with the Eagles, man. I think the Eagles might do something, make something happen because people's jobs are on the line.
Let me down every week. I wish I would pick them again.
Yeah. Detroit playing Carolina Panthers. Fig, who you got?
Who?
Detroit playing Carolina Panthers at Carolina.
God, that's a tough one. Come back to me.
All right, Talon, who you got? Carolina, Detroit, or Carolina?
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Carolina.
Okay. How about you?
Who's the QB in Carolina?
That's your man over there.
With the mustache.
Ain't that Tannehill?
No. Tannehill
Who they
plays.
got?
All right, Tannehill plays for Titans.
Titans, right. Who Panthers got
Dude with the mustache. I can't forget his name. Musa. It'll come to me. Who you got? Who you got, Ryan?
I'm gonna take the Lions on that.
Really? Okay. Fig, we're back to you.
Who'd you pick, Frank?
I didn't pick it.
I'll go with Detroit.
I'm going with the Panthers. Tennessee Titans is playing Baltimore Ravens. That should be a pretty good game. I'm gonna start with you, Talon. Who you got? Tennessee or you got Baltimore? Mind you, Baltimore just came off an L with the Patriots last week, and there's a whole lot of rumblings going on in the locker room.
I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Okay, who you got, Rodney?
I'm gonna take the Ravens on that.
Okay, Fig, who you got?
I'm gonna go Baltimore to come back.
I'm gonna take Tennessee. I think Tennessee gonna do it. The Jets is playing the LA Chargers. Is anybody taking the Jets? Speak up now. Forever hold your peace.
I'm taking the Jets.
Okay. How about that? Somebody took the Jets. Rodney, I'm assuming you're not, and I'm assuming you're not. Miami Dolphins is playing Denver. I'm taking Miami.
If it come up, I didn't pick. If the Jets win, I got the Jets.
I got the Chargers.
I got Miami.
Miami. Rodney, who you got? Miami?
Miami over who?
Miami. What's the pick?
Denver.
Who you got? Rodney, you
Miami.
Fig, you got Miami?
Yeah, I got Miami. Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, two is the beast. The Dallas Cowboys are playing the Minnesota Vikings. Woo! Hell of a game. Rodney Perry, who you got? Dallas or Minnesota?
Minnesota coming off a loss. Dallas coming off a permanent foot in their butts.
Yeah.
Dang it.
That's definitely a top.
I'm gonna pick Cowboys on that. I'm taking Cowboys.
Okay. Alan, who you got?
Vikings.
Okay. Fig, who you got?
Yeah, man. I'm going with the Vikings, man. I don't trust the Cowboys. You don't even know who
I'm going with the Vikings. Green Bay is playing the Indianapolis Colts. Okay, so that should be a great game. But Rodney Perry, Green Bay Packers are playing at Indianapolis. They're playing the Colts. So
Green Bay.
Okay. Talon, who you got?
Green Bay.
Okay. Fig, who you got?
Across the board, Green Bay.
Yep, me too. Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Raiders. It should be noted the Raiders ain't got 11 players. Well, 11 players are supposed to come back, but they might not play. There's a chance they might not play. 7 of those players who are all on the COVID list are on the defense, and they're playing the Chiefs. So I'm going to ask anybody out there, is anybody taking the Raiders?
Well, the Raiders did kick the Chiefs' butt this season already.
They did, but 11 players might not play.
Well, not only that,
they got to cancel the game.
Once you pass mid-season, don't bet against the Chiefs, bro.
Yeah, I agree. Chiefs.
KC. Chiefs.
Yeah, okay. Monday night's game has Tampa Bay against LA. So,
woo!
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game.
That's your boy, right?
Yeah, that's No, my boy's my boy played for the Chargers. This is the LA Rams.
Oh,
I got Tampa Bay.
Rodney Perry, who you got?
I mean, do you ever pick against Brady on Monday night? Never.
Never.
I'll take Brady Monday night.
Never. Monday night, Brady.
I got Brady too. I got Tampa Bay.
Thomas, Edward, Patrick, Brady.
Okay, so you got that. All right, so I picked the end, right?
Edward Patrick, is that real? Is that what it is?
Yeah, everybody got their picks. Yeah, it's somewhat like that. Everybody got a picks. Everybody's happy. We got to get Stacks pick. We should sabotage Stacks so he could get L's all the way down. So we, because he talked too much.
I'll see what team wins, and I'll give Stacks the other team.
All right, but Rodney Perry. So you say the Jets? You gonna really stick with the Jets?
No, I'm taking the Chargers, man.
Oh, okay. We'll make sure we get that on the record.
All right, if they win, I got the Jets.
They're not going to. All right, that's the show for today. Tomorrow, who we got tomorrow, Talent?
We got my good friend from the movies Blue Chip, Sunset Park. We call him Chicago. Anthony C. Hall is going to be in the building. You know, he played ball. His best friend is Shaquille O'Neal. So hopefully, he have a good time. He spread the word. We get Shaq on, so you never know. But Anthony C. Hall, from my good friend from the movie Sunset Park and Blue Chips, he's in the building. That's our guest tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to that. Tell everybody how they can follow you, Talent.
Hey, see me on Twitter, y'all. I'm always on Twitter at It's Just Comedy IG. Check it out. Get some merchandise. I'm at Talent the Comedian and King Talent Harris on Facebook.
Big.
You can follow me and Comedian Fig on all social media platforms. And Talent made sure that everybody is going to be safe out there when he got the It's Just Comedy hand sanitizer, baby.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
That boy got his hustle on, boy, because, I mean, for real, though? Like, wow.
Hey, look at the mouse pad. Look at the mouse pad.
Oh, man, like, for real? Like, that's
wait a damn minute. What my cup?
You didn't get it yet?
We gonna talk about that. Rodney Perry, how they can follow you, man.
Yeah, check your mail, bro.
RodneyPerry.com, Rodney Perry Live on all my social media, and I'll be just trying to keep the balls out of my face.
All right, y'all. With that being said, that's the show. That's Fig. That's Talent. That's Rodney. I'm Frank. We will see y'all tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We're on every Monday through Friday, 1 to 2. This is a show called The Box Seats on the channel called The Humor Mill. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Download the app or call your cable service provider to get them to add the channel. Until then, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Same bat time. Same bat
station.